Greeting to Dr. Shahrizal and my fellow friends. We are from Group WTGT. Today we would like to present the report of employee performance management during Covid-19 pandemic. My name is Ng See Teng, number Matric 263311. Now I would like to present the introduction. Employee performance management defined as the process that put together performance and development in a unit system, where the main goal is to ensure that employee performance supports strategic goal of the organization. It can also be simply understood as a management intervention carried out by company managers in order to ensure that the performance of the subject meet the expectation of companies. So what is the role of employee performance management to organization? Firstly, it's an integral part of managing organization and measuring its productivity. Managing employee performance should not only be a process of recording and providing feedback, but it also should be a powerful tool to help employees develop and reach their full potential. And it also helps employees to conduct self-assessment. An employee assessment of his or her own productivity can be derived from performance. It will help employees develop the self-learning, self-improvement, and self-motivation behavior that are essential to any employee. And employee performance management can get more feedback if the performance indicators are met but the revenue does not grow, and the management will understand this is a time to adjust the strategy of objective of the company. And it also provides the motivation of company value creation. Performance management can improve the accuracy of value evaluation and provide a reasonable basis for value distribution. And last, employee performance management is an effective tool for building corporate culture. Through the evaluation index dimension, employee behavior can be guided and strengthened, mean conform to the value orientation of the company and form a core values.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noor Ashikin Binti by Yusuf, my Matric number 263598. I will continue what the good impact for the employees. For the first one is gain a better understanding of how to use information and communication technologies in confronting the COVID-19. It can be classified as a telework. As we know, the work from home may lead to employees more explore what the benefit they can easily to contribute to on finishing their work through by telework to ensure their performance will grow up day by day. Employees will know on how to handle the ongoing meeting and with the employer. All the instruction from the employer can be delivered easily and quickly if the employees is trained in the use of the ICT information technology. Internet will allow employees to stay linked to the co-workers to place at all time. Contact between their co-worker and team has become much simpler and may lead to more productive meetings. The use of video conferencing, video calls, email, and others methods available to be more beneficial. So it allows team to communicate with co-worker. Second one, the good impact that employee will get, which is they can be more flexible scheduling. Employees are given ability to manage their work effectively, so that all of the required tasks from the employer can be completely done, as well as they do the work well. From of that, employees' ability to complete all the assignment will be reliant. Further, thirdly, the good impact that employees will get is financial benefits. As we know, the work from home, it just give employees to spend their money from the traffic jam, need to buy food for lunch or for breakfast also, so that from the work from home it can be save their money too. Employees have their own autonomy to prepare properly their needed before or after perform their tasks. Employee also are eligible for tax relief also, which is the items such as petrol, utilities and company phone calls, and using the internet that should use to important that needs to solving all the tasks that require from the employer. So for the last, it can be improve the retention of employee. The employee retention is very important to organization, so that they will be achieve the goal that by state by the organization. The employee will be more ongoing the work due by the flexible time from home that can help them each other to meet their children needs, reduce their communication skill, and also ensure unable to fit their work around their personal life.
Hello, my name is Lam Siew Wah and my Matric number is 261221. During the Covid-19 pandemic, the government restricted the number of employees working in the company to prevent the spread of the epidemic. Remote working can guarantee the normal operation of the company during the MCO period and reduce the economic loss of the company. But work from home forced the company to change a lot of policy, and this policy will lead to good or bad impact on employee performance. So now I will present the negative impact of COVID-19 on performance management. The first negative impact is not conducive to teamwork. Employees who work from home can only rely on communication tools such as phone call, email, or WhatsApp to communicate with others. Compared with face-to-face communication, user communication tools will take a longer time to discuss the detail of work. So if emergency case happen, they may not be handled in time. Next, the remote monitoring and performance appraisal will also be difficult to perform by managers if job tasks are not completed over the internet. Second, multiple roles may hinder the employee job efficiency and their performance when they are working from home. Schools are closed during the MCO period, and the children need to take the online lesson at home, causing parents forced to work at home while taking care of their children at the same time. Employees who cannot achieve the work-life balance will affect their job performance. Next, lack of monitoring from their supervisor. Employees may lay off during the working hours. Employees who do not have the specific working spaces at home to focus on their job tasks, the noisy environment can easily distract employees. Employees with the poor self-discipline also cannot resist the temptation of refrigerator, beds, or mobile phone. Next, employee promotion rates are much lower as they work from home, which is not conducive to their long-term career development. Employees who work from home have lower chance to engage in job training. If the skills of employees are not improved, work efficiency and performance will deteriorate. At the same time, employees who work from home also lack opportunity to meet with their superior and communicate with the other colleagues. Therefore, the performance of employees is not easily to be noticed and recognized by their superior, and this is difficult for colleagues to help and learn from each other. Employees who lack of interpersonal skills will make them difficult to hold positions in management. Not only that, the lack of social interaction between colleagues and subordinates can easily lead to feeling of loneliness, depression, and do not have the motivation to work. In the long term, it will have the effect of employee physical and mental health and reduce their performance. The last negative impact is poor work-life balance. Remote monitoring and performance appraisal is difficult to realize when employees working at home. As a result, even if employees work hard at home, the superior will often assume that the employees are lazy at home and put forward the requirement that employees work overtime during non-working hours, which seems reasonable to the superior. The weakness of work-life balance makes the employee often do not have the concept of off-duty and weekend. It will make the employee dissatisfied with their job and resulting in less motivation to work and impact their job performance.
Good day to Dr. Shahrizal. I'm Loh Jun Quan, Matric number 262260. So now I would like to continue with the findings of the interview. So first, through the conversation with Ms. Tan Siew Wah, the branch manager of RHB Bank, Taman Austin, Johor. So she pointed out the downturn economy, the changes in the banking regulations, policies, and the centralized authority nature in the banking business has made the existing evaluation system and model not more applicable during the COVID-19 pandemic. But in the the pre-COVID-19 pandemic, so the KPI is the main evaluation predictor which considered as the outcome-oriented or the straightforward evaluation method which based on the sales and the value that generated to the organization. However, during the COVID-19 pandemic, KPI is not able to reflect the actual employees' performance accurately. So IHB Bank has shifted the KPI to a method which is similar to the objective and key result, the OKRs method. So by using the OKRs, so it measures the employees' performance on how they attain the predetermined objective and goals in the remote working instead of linking the employees' contribution and value that generated to IHB. However, the OKR's evaluation does not influence the employees' compensation. So besides, she also highlight the significant raise of the workload in accessing the employees' performance in terms of the additional checking jobs and the paperwork. So in order to support the remote working and sustain the employees' performance, IHB has established a pandemic working group and distribute the laptop and the virtual private networks to the employees in performing their job virtually. However, from the SME perspective, the founder of the Smart Land Tuition Center, Mr. Ng Teng, has pointed out he is the person who in charge to monitor, manage, and evaluate all the employees' performance. Since the financial position of the SMEs remained weak during the COVID-19 pandemic, so he has freezed the salary increments and the bonuses since the early of 2020. So in motivating and sustaining the employees' performance, he shifts the tangible rewards to intangible benefits such as the recognition events of the Best Teacher Awards and introduce the flexible working hours to the full-time staff. So also due to the constraint of the performance evaluation during the COVID-19, he also changes the parameters in assessing the employees' performance. So that's all about the summary of the interview information.
A very good day to sir. I'm Tan Kai Ying. Matrix number is 265550. I would like to talk about the strategy in managing employee performance. Based on the interview we had with the selected organization, which are the tuition center and also the bank. So the question is, now the organization have the employee working from home, how do the human resource department evaluate employees' performance and make sure that they can achieve their task? In our opinion, the first thing we need to be looking at is, do all the employees have the technology they need to be successful? The technology mentioned here, we are referring to the technology that is more than just a laptop and a smartphone. While those are necessary, they are not sufficient. The human resource department might need to assist management to make sure that the employee VPN is capable of handling all the bandwidth, that they got right quality cameras. With all these, the members working in like IHB Bank or the tuition center, they are able to effective video conferencing. Most importantly, providing the technology equipment can help the human resource department observe employee body language to see what is going on and become intentionally about making sure that the interactions are occurring to keep track of employee performance and to make sure employees and the managers have the right way to communicate in a virtual environment. Therefore, providing the right technology equipment tools based on different job tasks the employee have is always come first before any other strategy in evaluating employees' performance. There are ways needed to be changed and supporting human resource department in preparing the employee evaluation for organizations. During and after the COVID-19, human resource they need to continue to measure employees' performance, especially when they are working remotely, because people, they are not interacting with each other so much, so there are even more opportunity for best to creep in. So in our opinion, organization can still use performance management to help employees develop and improve for mid or long-term career planning. Not only this strategy, but we also need to adapt this performance management system. So related to feedback, the COVID-19 pandemic is an excellent time to have stay interview with the very top performance. Organizations that need to make sure that the top performers, they are treated well so that they do not feel like leaving for greater pressure. So we would suggest these two companies that we will interview using the stay interview method in managing employee performance. So what exactly is stay interview. It is conducted to help to understand why employees stay and what causes them to planning to leave. So by using this strategy in this COVID-19 pandemic could get to reduce the turnover. The reason employee performance decrease or disengage and even quit is that they do not trust their manager. So stay interview is a best trust building activity. The human resource department create a dialogue between manager and employee, impacts the turnover as well to avoid unnecessary costs to hire a new employee or a highly trained employee. Like for RHB and also Smartland Tuition Center, maybe they are suggested to implement this strategy in managing employee performance. Thank you, that's all from me.
Moreover, in addressing the constraint of the organization to evaluate the employee's performance, we recommend the organizations to implement the 360-degree feedback system. So by using the 360-degree feedback system, the performance information will be gathered from the various parties. So it may contribute accurate performance review to the organization. So also it enables the HR professions to examine the gaps between the self-perception and the perception of others and understand the strength and the areas that should be developed further. So in addition, this method may eliminate the potential biases. So in short, the comprehensive and the realistic assessment features in the 360-degree feedback system allow the organization to cater with the changes in the environment during the COVID-19 pandemic. So lastly, the artificial intelligence AI may address the issues of the significant raise of workload in assessing the employee's performance during the COVID-19 pandemic. So AI is a powerful tool to process a mass and complex data in analyzing and identifying the strengths and the weaknesses of the employee's performance accurately based on the predetermined parameters and the performance indicator. So in short, the AI digitalizes the performance evaluation system or the process and compress the workload in handling the mass and complex employees performance data. So indirectly, the assesses workload by the changes of the employees performance management during the COVID-19 pandemic can be minimized. So that's all from me. Thank you.
So in conclusion, during the COVID-19 pandemic, many companies were forced to change the way they manage employee performance. So we interviewed RHB Bank and Smartland Tuition Center to find out how their organization changed their employee performance management during the pandemic. So it's a big challenge for them because they had never tried before. Fortunately, they can quickly and successfully change the way they manage employee performance. So based on our interview with both companies, we propose 5 strategies for improving employee performance management. They are right technology equipment to performance promoter score, stay interviews, 360-degree feedback system, and artificial intelligence. Thank you. That's all for our group.